Hey guys, this is Luz. Welcome back to Mind Meld Tech. Today we're going to be looking at replacing a disk drive in an Xbox One. So for what you're going to need for this is you're going to need obviously a replacement disk drive, an Xbox One, some tools. You're going to need a toolkit. Today I'm going to be using an iFixit toolkit to help me disassemble this and get the pieces back in. Also for this, you're going to need soldering iron. So yes, you're going to have some basic soldering skills to be able to do this. Part of the reason for that is inside of the disk drive, there's a circuit board that you're going to need to take out and replace. You're going to have to take your old one out of your Xbox drive and put it in the new drive. The reason for that is that circuit board is linked to the main board in the Xbox. If you just straight put this in, it will not work. It'll play movies and whatnot, but it won't read games. You will not be able to read games unless you move that board over. So we're going to go through that also. Okay, so let's get this started. Let's get this thing torn down and see how it looks. You have to bear with me as I try to do this backwards. I do have a new camera I'm going to be testing out here soon that'll attach to my head, so it'll hopefully give me some better camera angles. Anyways, the first thing you're going to do is this side here, you don't want to take it off. So you want to get one of these pry tools, and for the most part, this just kind of pops off. There's some clips in there. You want to kind of get your pry tool in there, and you can see it starts to pop out. Pops out pretty easy, like I said. So that's out. We'll set that aside. So one of the next things you want to get out is this right here. So what we can do there, just kind of, there's these little holes right here that you can see. What I did is I kind of pushed and then it'll pop right out. Wow, this thing's a little messy inside. So you're going to continue to take your pry tool. What you're going to see is this entire thing all the way around is held with clips. So what we're going to do first, before I forget, is we are just going to kind of get rid of this warranty sticker. So if your Xbox is under warranty, obviously send it in because, well, it's now void if you do this. So you're going to want to push down here on this corner, push here, and then kind of get it apart. Get your fingers in there and kind of work at it. Like I said, there's these clips in here. It's got to kind of work your tool in there, pop the clips. Like I said, it's a little stubborn. The iFixit kit is really good for this. You also get some metal tools if you want to get a metal one. Pop those clips. The metal one seems to be doing a little bit better in this. One more clip in here. There we go. You can see these are some pretty hefty clips you're popping. I'll do along the side. Same thing here. So it can be a little stubborn. Just try to be careful. Take your time. And once you do that, you can kind of move this, but don't take this off. There's a ribbon attached to the front that we're going to have to take off here. And it's kind of difficult to try to show you from where we're at, after I get it off, I want to get it towards the edge of your table. You can kind of peek under there a little bit. I'm going to use a pair of tweezers to kind of help me out. So there's a ribbon and it's tucked into a clip. You got to undo the clip a little bit. You can slide the ribbon out, and I'll show you all that in a second once I get this off. All right, so what I decided to do instead is there's all these clips here in the front. So I undid those clips. Because this ribbon is being stubborn. And this just makes it a little easier to kind of get to. All right, so what I did is, you know, the front of your Xbox is put together like this. So there's all these little clips right here. You can see them. So when I got this front up, I just went through and popped each one of these clips and took the top off the Xbox. The reason for that is it made it easier for me to get to this ribbon. You can see this ribbon, it's kind of a pain in the butt. So if you look here, the part of this ribbon goes over the clip, so you have to lift this piece up first. Then you have to undo the clip, and then you can slide it out. But the way it's in there, it's really is kind of a pain to get to. That being said, I mean, this right here is the clip. So what you're going to want to do next, this right here, that's for your Wi-Fi adapter. Just pop that off. And then this right here, it's for your speaker. So you want to unplug that. Next, if you look inside this kit that I got off Amazon, and it comes with some instructions about the circuit board. This kit comes with a couple screwdrivers, little torque bits, so you can take this Wi-Fi adapter off. Also over here, you can do the same thing with this wire. Just pop it off there. And we'll be able to reconnect it there at the end. You undo these two screws, they're torque screws. And you can take your Wi-Fi adapter. All right, so this piece has got a little plug down there, plugs in here. That's the Wi-Fi Bluetooth there. So we got about 8 screws on top. We're gonna have to undo. I'm gonna do that real quick. Now this isn't gonna come just straight off because there's gonna be another wire that's connected in here that we'll have to get to, and we'll get to that here in a second. Alrighty, I gotta invest in some power tools, that's what I gotta say. So this will start to lift up. Man, I'll have to talk to somebody about cleaning this thing. Oh, I missed one. All right, so there are about 8 screws in there. So down on this side here, once you get this open, don't go crazy. Just kind of lift this up a little bit. And there is a little wire. You gotta wiggle back and forth to undo. It's in there good. It's being a little difficult. I had to get some pair of needle nose. But you can see there's this little connector there, and it plugs in. Down in there, you just wiggle back and forth or grab some needle nose and kind of go from there. I have to clean this out. As you can see, this is the inside of your Xbox. You know, you have your fan, here's your hard drive. I think I might possibly sometime try to do a video and put a bigger hard drive in one of these. Now this stuff just kind of sits in there. You know, there's some pins you gotta make sure are lined up. You know, but it just kind of sits in there. Same thing with this. This just clips right in and pops out. So one of the first things we're going to do is there's a couple wires here. A little bit of a SATA cable. Just kind of wiggle it back and forth. Pull that out. Let's unclip this. So I'm probably going to get at that a little bit easier. So it's a little tough, but if you wiggle it back and forth, yep, there it goes. So it can be a little tough. But then this just lifts right out, just like the other piece. Really, let me put this aside here. Really, when it comes down to it, I mean, this is the only thing holding it in there. So, yeah. So it's a pretty stripped down basic machine for the most part. So here is our old one. Here is a brand spanking new one. Gonna be cool. Okay. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take this one apart. We have the old disk drive here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna open this bugger up. So there's 4 screws here on the bottom. So we had to flip it over. This is the top, and here's the bottom. So we'll take these out real quick. There's 2 there. There's a metal strip here. I'll lift this thing up. It's like a metal insulating. I don't know, it looks like it's something just to kind of make it fit in there a little snugger. Then you can just lift this up and pop it out. And this is the board here I was talking about. You know, this will have to come out, and there's 2 wires. Oops. There's 2 wires down here, a red and a black one. They're soldered in there. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to get a soldering iron, and we'll have to heat those up and remove those wires. And then we can take this board out. There's some ribbons and some clips. You can kind of look in here and see, you know, if there's any debris. Looks like there's a disc in here. I'll have to get that out for this dude. Wow, I even wonder what game that is. But like I said, it stopped working, the disk drive. So what makes this board so important is this is tied to the actual motherboard in the Xbox. Like I said, you will not be able to read games if you don't put this into the new drive. And basically the new drive is the same thing. You're going to take it apart. You're going to, you know, take these ribbons and stuff out. So I'm going to get my soldering iron. I'm going to heat it up and start on these wires. And then after that, what we'll end up doing is we'll take this out, and then we'll put it in the new one. Make sure you don't confuse the 2. When you take this out, you know, set it someplace where you're going to recognize it. Hey, you know, that's, you know, the good one. And then we got to, you know, just don't get it mixed up. So anyways, and also you'll see here on the board, you don't forget, because they're labeled red and black. So you're going to know which one's red or which one's black. You know, it's kind of simple to look at. I'm not going to say it's simple to do, but it's simple to look at. So anyways, let's plug the soldering iron in and see what we can do here. All right, let's see what we can do here. I'll kind of take my screwdriver and lift up on the wire a little bit, and then I will touch my soldering iron to it. That'll come right off. Do the same thing with the second one. Boom. It's right up. So that was pretty simple. Put that back in there. Set it aside for now. So I'm gonna look at these clips next. They need to come out. So what you want to do, you know, that one comes out. So don't be a dummy. Like I said, these clips flip up. When they flip up, you just slide it out. So anyways, that's taken out. So now we can remove this board. Look at our screwdriver. It looks like there's 1, 2, 3. I think there's at least 3 screws there. All right, let's see here. and then voila. The board comes out. We're good to go. So we'll sit that aside. Like I said, you can see there's a disc in here. I'm gonna have to do some kind of surgery here to get that out. Probably have to dismantle the whole thing. I wonder what game this was. Anyway, so I'll do the same thing with this one, and we will go ahead and solder it in. I'm gonna do that off of camera, and we'll go from there. All right, so we got our ribbons pre-attached. We got our screws in, I've re-soldered. We are ready to put the top on, and then get this thing put back together and fired up. All right, so with our Xbox here, like I said, you got these wires that are here. Now you could have pulled these out at the board. Might have been easier for some of you guys, you know, but I guess I'm going to do it the difficult way. I don't know. So reinstall this back into the clip. Actually, I do think I'm gonna take a second to plug these into the actual drive, because I think it'll be just a little easier. So get those put in there. Just kind of push them in, make sure they're good and tight. Put this SATA cable in there. So something else we can do while we got this doing this thing. There's some holes you'll line it up back into. All right, so I'll clip this back in. So you got your wires in there, your drive's back in there. So we'll get our top. I'll have this pin, so you'll put it back in here. Kind of a pain in the butt to get to. So I'm going to press a little bit with this here to make sure it's tight. Perfect. Get our top lined back up. There we go. We'll put our screws in. Let's start with this one. When you do start to put these screws in, what I would recommend is getting them in there kind of loose at first to get all 8 actually threaded in, and then go back and tighten them down. Next, we got our Bluetooth module here. Kind of line that bugger up and press it in. So that's in there. Got 2 screws for that. If I don't drop them. Don't tighten this down too horribly. You don't want to crack or anything. All right, we can reattach the Wi-Fi. That on. We'll reattach the speaker in the front. So that's good. I reattach the front here just so that, I don't know, it just seems to work a little better. I'm gonna get this towards the edge again. So this ribbon, if you get this far, you're gonna see what I mean. And you'll have to kind of play with it. Yeah, this ribbon is a real pain in the butt, but it's in there. So now I'm ready to clip this Humpty Dumpty back together. All right, so I'm gonna turn this to the side. You're gonna wanna, there's a little notch in there, so you wanna make sure you hold this in and kind of, you have to get over. So it's a real pain in the ass. But it's on there. You gotta really finagle this. I'm not gonna lie. That was not easy to get on. I'm sure if I did this a few more times, I could do that. So what you end up having to do is press this front down and then kind of keep lifting at the top at the same time until you kind of get it over there. You just take your time. If you get frustrated, walk away from it. That's about all I can tell you. Now I am gonna blow this out. You know, probably should have cleaned it when I had it apart. So next thing we're gonna do is, you got your piece here. Slide that back in. Just like I said, it just slides in there. So that's in there. And then this plate just snaps back on. And voila, I'm good to go. All right, guys. So something I learned during this process, as I said, it's the first time I've done this, you know, is you need to be patient. You know, it's a pretty simple machine, but the way it fits together, you have to be patient and take your time going through it. You know, so thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you again here on MindMeld Tech. Later.